Hello, it is Othania here with Create Your Future. And excuse me, I have a few notes that I've been taking, and I was like, you know what? Let me jot this down because I just felt like they were just some good key things that I just felt I wanted to put out to help the world. Um, Especially when you are feeling desperate or having more anxiety towards something. I feel like my intention for this video is to definitely, by the end of this video, is to have you at a better level of understanding and um, unlocking basically another level of peace within you. Because you know that is just going to automatically put you in a place and a space of having because there's no need to feel desperate or have anxiety towards the things you want, right? That's peace. So let's let me get into my first note that I jotted down. And this is especially for if you're someone who is feeling like they're having a hard time to manifest um, the appropriate relationship or um, still waiting for your boss to promote you or do something for you to make you finally feel good enough. And the reason why you probably still aren't where you want to be or you still don't have what you want yet when it comes to someone choosing you is that you're still on some level waiting for someone to choose you. You're still on some level looking for evidence. You're still on some level not feeling good enough, right? So then you have to ask yourself, would a person that feels good enough have this much level of anxiety in them when it comes to this thing, right? It's not to say that they never had anxiety um, towards love or never felt insecure, but there's kind of like, for example, normal range of human temperature is like what 97, 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Um, around that range, a doctor would typically say, you're in the normal um, body temperature, right? But there's a level where it's just too high and it's just too much. And then when it's too much, that is showing that the body is sick. And that's when the body has to go heal and do whatever it has to do in order to get back to that normal range of temperature. So that's the level of how things can be extreme to show you why you may not have what it is that you want yet because you're still on some level, which is a level that is still too high, that is still seeking, you're still seeking someone to choose you, right? So it's not like you can have an exact measurement of like where you're at, but you can feel within yourself where you are. You can feel when your anxiety levels are spiked. You can feel when you're feeling calm. So if you're still feeling desperate towards this person, if I was to say this person's name and you start feeling feelings of anxiety and it's just making you feel like you're not calm within yourself, then you're still on some level. You have so much resistance that is causing you to not be in your normal state of love, not be in your normal um your neutral dwelling place where you should be. Um So you have to get to a point where you're not looking for someone else to choose you to make you happy, because if that's the case, anything that this person does is going to be the gauge of your emotional, how can I say it, like, range. This person is going to control your emotional regulation. If this person doesn't say good morning to you, then is that going to ruin your day? It's like, you cannot let, you should not let the actions of someone else determine how you show up for yourself in the world. Because if you're still waiting for someone to choose you in order to feel good about yourself, you're not choosing you, and somewhere down the line, that person is not going to end up choosing you, because like, you don't have enough level of you choosing yourself within you to sustain. Okay, so you have to find yourself, instead of looking still out of desperation, how to manifest this, how to manifest that, how to manifest it, da, 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 and you letting that just run your life on a daily and take over you. You're still on a level waiting for someone to choose you. And that's not where you want to be if you want to be chosen. So you just got to break through the fear. Okay, so that's the first note. The second note is your person. This is also another SP related tip, a relationship tip. Not even just romantic relationship, but just any relationship um, with anyone that you consider. So your person reflects you. They cannot change your mind. So you looking for them to um like you're looking for them to have a certain action in order for you to feel better. And that's not how it works, because they're just reflecting you. So if you're still looking for them to do something to make you feel better, that is still coming from a place of desperation, which is why they haven't shown up in a way that you would rather, because they cannot change your mind. They can only reflect who you're being. So if I go in front of the mirror and do this, the mirror is going to show me doing this. It's not going to show me doing this, because I'm doing this in front of the mirror. So it can only show me what I'm doing. So if you're still being desperate, trying to get something that's not in here, in your body, in you, and you're still trying to get something outside to make you feel better, then the reflection um is gonna be desperation, because that's what you are. So when you start snapping yourself out of that desperation, and you start coming from a state of being that's more confident within yourself, and you make that your dwelling place instead, you're going to see changes. Um, because only you can change your mind. Only you can um, be the one to take control. You know what I mean? It's you that's in the driver's seat. If you're in the driver's seat, it's going to be really hard for someone else to be, unless you give them that power and make room for them. What else do I have here? You have to, what did I write? I said you have to look into the mirror to see yourself. So your 3D is only showing you what you're thinking, what you have been thinking on a consistent basis so far. So whatever you're seeing is what you have been thinking. Okay. Let's see what else I have here. It's kind of not the neatest, so I gotta have to kind of skim through. Um, you tricked yourself thinking you need them to feel good. when we usually attract someone into our lives, 9 times out of 10, the person is not really thinking about a relationship. They're kind of a little bit more carefree, um, things like that. I'm not saying that there's people who don't manifest relationships neither, but they just don't sustain. They don't maintain. But so you were feeling great, and then you started to feel like this person is what's actually making you feel good. So the love that you're actually getting from someone, the attention that you're actually getting from someone is actually just an extension of the self-love you already cultivated within before they came into your life. So they just came in to just reflect, to show you what's going on within you. So it's not really that person that's like making you feel all this love and you're like, oh, I can't live without you now. It's just like you're doing that, but that's not what it really is. And when you trick, that's how you trick yourself into thinking you need that person or something to make you feel good. When in reality, the reason why you get the things that make you feel good is because you were already, there was some level of something within you that was already feeling good, and the circumstances had to reflect that within you. Just like how circumstances reflect the not so good things that you may think. Um, so you just have to trick yourself back into knowing you don't need anything to make you feel good. You don't need anything to happen to be like, oh, this person said hi to me today, so I can have a good day. Or now this person finally said I love you, so now I can feel good about myself. That's how you trick yourself into thinking that you need something to make you feel good, and that is how you automatically make something else more worthy than yourself. And that is what you do not want to do if you want to be the chosen one in your reality, because you cannot be someone that feels chosen and then you're being super desperate. It's one or the other. Okay, what else do I have here? Okay. There are there are certain manifestations that you need to be a match for. Okay. If you want a relationship, you cannot continue to be the person that feels down and out about love. You cannot continue to be the person that thinks men as a collective are crap, or you can't think that women as a collective are like sneaky, and you you got to be a match for what it is that you want. Okay, if you want to be in a relationship, then especially with someone, and you can't think horrible about them. Like, I know it's easier said than done, but you just have to understand that in order to be in love with someone here, you got to get out of the fear over here with them. It has to be more love than fear. It has to be, if you want to put yourself in a committed relationship where the experience is the actual thing. Because it won't be a match if you're constantly replaying arguments and talking bad about this person, but yet you want a great relationship with them. You want to get from here to here, but you're still doing all the things that's keeping you stuck here. It's like, can't do that if you want to be here. So, you have to be a match mentally for what it is that you want. If you want to attract more wealth, you have to be a mental match for that. You got to start having the thoughts that's in tune with that. Like, I'm attracting more wealth. I'm becoming more wealthier every day, and I love it. My life is so beautiful and magical. My life just supports me. Life is getting easier every day. It's like I almost have no negative feelings for paying my bills. Like, you got to start identifying with that instead of identifying with the other things that didn't serve you. If you want to attract more attention, if you want to attract more loving partners, or even just more friends or more better circumstances, you have to identify with that. It's not going to come from anywhere else unless you start identifying with that and start building and cultivating that within you first. So you have to have fun and stop taking this so serious, right? Like, it's like I said, it's easier said than done. But the moment that you start kind of like being like, hold on, wait a minute, I don't have to keep doing this to myself. Like, I don't have to keep being addicted to my suffering. I can start thinking like this, and then day by day, keep adding more thoughts to what I actually want to identify with. And then day by day, the more I keep doing that, what has to happen day by day if I know that what I dominantly keep thinking is going to become my experience? If I keep thinking better and better, then I'm going to keep getting better and better experiences. So you have to become your own best friend in this more than anything. You got to become your own best friend more than trying to get someone to love you. You have to become your own best friend, than trying to just think you need anything outside of you to make you feel better. It's like you got to kind of be your own guidance counselor sometimes and be able to get yourself together and talk yourself out of some things. So let me just make sure that I've went through all of my notes for this video. Um, but it's just very important to understand who you're being, and who you're being is who you're thinking as dominantly. That's who you're being, and whoever you're being is life. It's what you're saying. This is what I want. This is I want to be in this reality. If you're feeling down and out about love, but you want love, but inside you keep telling yourself that it can't happen for you, what you're doing is you're creating, you're putting yourself in realities where you can't get the love you want. You might get someone that come in and then they don't want you. You just might not get anyone that comes in and never chooses you. But it's coming from you, because within you, that's what you keep saying in some shape or form. Or you're just waiting for someone to choose you so you can finally be like, oh, I feel great about myself. But that will just do nothing but give you a temporary hit, because the moment that person does something that you perceive as not choosing you, you're going to lose all your power to that, because you never cultivated how to feel good within yourself without needing anything outside of you. So that's what you just have to do. Okay, I think I have one more note here. I said you have to be acquainted with the intangible within. Before you receive an experience, you have to experience it within yourself and the invisible. See what you're doing now, for example, for someone who wants a relationship and doesn't, it has a really hard time getting them, you're becoming one with the realities that you don't want by not visioning yourself having it. You need to vision yourself having it. Why did I say visioning? You need to vision yourself having it. You're visioning yourself not having it, which is why you don't have it. You tell yourself, um, you're not enough, you're not worthy, nobody wants you, things like that. No, that's not how you do it. The person that has it talks to themselves like someone would talk to a best friend that they truly love, like a child they truly love, like a sibling they truly love. That's how you talk to yourself. So you have to have fun and with imagination. For example, if you want to be with someone, you don't sit there and think about how love sucks and nobody wants to be with me. You want to sit there and think about, hmm, my next relationship is going to be so amazing because I'm a better version of myself. And that means that this person is going to be a better version of themselves. And that just means that we're going to have the best experiences. And until that happens, I'm going to just keep being the best version of myself and just keep being the best version of myself. When you talk to yourself like that, that is how you can basically bring magic into your experience. That's the best way I could put it. But you have to get acquainted with the feeling before it becomes a reality. You have to feel good about yourself now before the relationship comes in. You don't wait for the relationship to come in and then you feel good. And you don't fake feel good neither, meaning you don't try to feel good because you know if you feel good, then that means something's going to happen. Like someone's going to come in that's fake. You don't ever want to be fake. You want to be genuine with yourself and do everything for yourself. You don't want to do something for something outside of you. It has to be for yourself. And when you generally do it for yourself, there's no efforts to get the things that you want outside of you. They are automatically attracted to you because love attracts the experiences that you want when you cultivate that feeling within you more. When you cultivate the feeling of fear within you more, you are pulling in experiences towards you that are reflecting that. So you have to become acquainted with the untangible, what you can't see, the unseen. Like, this is how you become acquainted with the intangible in ways that you don't want it. Say you get nervous about losing money. You have a bunch of money, you have a lump sum, a huge lump sum of money, and then you start getting afraid that you're going to lose it. Now you're becoming acquainted with um, an experience in the imagination that you don't have it. So with time, you're going to lose that money because even though you still had the money, but in your mind, you're afraid of going broke. And that's what you're constantly thinking. You're becoming acquainted with that untangible, that you'll lose the money, that now you're broke. And now that experience is now tangible. It's a real experience. I pray and I intend that I'm explaining that right. So to get what you want, you do the opposite. You have fun in your mind and envision yourself having fun with what it is that you do want, because don't you want to have fun and be happy? So you have to have it in imagination before you can have it in person. And that's how you get it. As long as you stay in that state of mind, you have to flow into the experience some way, somehow. So, okay, I know I said I have one more point, but this is actually this is actually my last point. Thinking you need a partner to complete you automatically pedestalizes them before they even come into the picture. If you want to have great relationships, friends, people, you don't need anybody to complete you, okay? Because nothing can complete you but you. It's nobody knows what's within you but you. Nobody can feel what's in your mind and your body and what's going on in your being but you. Okay? So when you say you need something or someone, and when I finally get this, I'll be complete, you have automatically lowered yourself and put whatever that thing is that you need above you, which also makes it seem like it's harder to reach, because when you like lift your self-worth, now you're meeting the things that you want. It's the same level, and now it's a neutral and point of attraction. You know what I mean? If we're on the same floor, we're on the same floor. You're not on the 13th floor, and then I'm on the fourth. You know what I mean? We're on the same floor. We can meet each other now. So you never need anything to complete you, because once you feel like, oh, once I have this, then I'll be complete, you'll never really be complete, because you'll always feel like you need something to complete you. And if you don't have it, you'll feel incomplete. So you have to make sure that you are feeling complete as much as possible. Because when you have those things that you want, you're complete. If you're feeling incomplete, then reality has to show you that you're still incomplete. So basically, you want to just use your mind as your game controller, okay? And you just want to make sure that, I don't know what I'm going to name this video, honestly, but I just was like, you know what? I have these tips I'm writing down, and I want to share these, and that's exactly what I did. And I intend that this video, some way, somehow, has helped you. And you have to just be more control of your mind. I know what it feels like to feel like you can't control your own mind, but you reach a point where you learned enough, where you know enough, and you're able to master yourself better. And you do that by understanding. You do that by understanding that nothing outside of you is going to ever make you feel that feeling you're trying to chase by thinking you need that thing. That's why, for the most part, you're still chasing it, because on some level you feel like you still need that in order to feel chosen. And that's not the case, because once you embody a version of you that feels, oh, how did I do that? Once you embody a version of you that feels great, once you embody a version of yourself that is more knowing, what you think is going to happen. And put it like this: when you watch a movie and the actor or the actress is just embodying that character so good, it's like it doesn't even feel like acting when you're watching it. That's how you have to be with yourself, with the person you actually want to be. You have to embody it like an actor, like an actress. But the only thing is, when we embody it in real life, it becomes real life experience. So you want to be the best actor or the best actress with whatever role that you want to play, but in your own life, and watch what happens, right? So it's like, become the person. If you are a person that usually feels depressed about love, let's make it fun and start acting like a person that is always chosen and is kind of cocky when it comes to love. Like become who it is that you want to be and play with that and have fun with that. And before you know it, people are changing quicker than quick because there's no resistance. You're not making it all serious and stressing yourself out and spiking your anxiety levels. You're now like, you know what? Let me have a little fun with this. And that automatically just shifted everything because you went from desperate to fun. And what version of you think has what they want? The desperate version or the fun version? So, yeah, I intend that this has unlocked something for you. If you're ever in the need of coaching, um, there's a link in the description box below, and my availability is there for you. And Create Your Future also has a free course if you're interested in that. There's a link for that in the description box below. And I also have some courses. And if you're interested in that as well, there's also a link for that in the description box as well. So yeah, you do not have to be the desperate version of yourself. Have to you don't have to keep doing this. You can just literally talk to yourself and say, I don't have to keep doing this. And decide how you want to live and how you want things to go from that point on. You can do that. And I suggest that you start to play and become acquainted with that version of yourself. So I intend that this video has helped you. And until next time.